To our future scientists, I am Tolofelo and welcome to today's lesson on the nervous system. In this part of the lesson, we will be looking at practice and application questions. So first, we will look at our practice questions. In our first question, we have a diagram or representation of a human figure showing different components. So the question states, study the diagram and provide labels for the parts labeled A, B, and C. So we have A there on top, covered by the skull. We know that A is the brain. Then we have B, pointing to the part that is leading from the brain. So there we know we have our spinal cord. Then we have C, pointing to the nerve cells that are branching from our spinal cord, and we'll label those as nerve cells. Moving on to our second question, the question or instruction states, the brain and the spinal cord are enclosed and protected by certain bone structures. Name the bone structures that enclose and protect the following. A, the brain, and B, the spinal cord. So we know that the brain is enclosed and protected by the skull, and for B, the spinal cord is enclosed and protected by the vertebral column. Our next question requires us to describe the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. So the central nervous system can be described as, the central nervous system, we know that it is abbreviated as CNS, is one of two parts of the nervous system. It is made up of the brain and the spinal cord. And our description of the peripheral nervous system, which is abbreviated as PNS, we know that it is the second of two parts of the nervous system. We know that it connects the central nervous system to muscles and organs. Okay, moving on to our last question. It states that the brain receives information from different sense organs in the human body. Mention how each sense organ transmits a nerve impulse to the brain. So the first sense organ there we have is our eyes. The cells transmit signals to the brain along the optic nerve. Second sense organ would be the nose. We have nerve cells in the lining of the nose that respond to molecules in the air. Third sense organ would be the ears. The ears receive electrical signals that travel along the auditory nerve to the brain. Number 4, in the skin we have receptors that respond to pressure, pain, temperature, and movement. And number 5, we have the tongue. The tongue has taste buds on the tongue that can distinguish between different flavors. Now that we are done with our practice questions, we are going to take a short ad break and we'll be back shortly.